Oh, I spilled all over myself. Video, we just got back from Laguna Seca where the R34 had its first ever track day. I already told you guys my excitement and how well the car did, but I'm still literally living that thought of driving this car on track, and it definitely opened my eyes to more track driving, which I want to do more often. But something I didn't tell you guys, at the end of the day, I did end up boiling my brakes and the pedal went all the way to the floor. So we gotta flush that. We also are gonna flush the transmission fluid as well. So something specific to this car and this transmission, oddly specific, Toyota oil for the gearbox. This gearbox uses specific oil and they only recommend ever using this one. I don't know why it's quite Toyota one, but it is Toyota V160. And now speaking of this transmission, as you guys know, my money shift is no secret surprise to you guys, and I did actually have some close calls yesterday. For some reason, under high RPM, going from second to third, this car likes to go into first. Now, as much as you guys probably want to believe that is my personal error fault, I was very conscious about it yesterday on track, and I never have any misshifting problems in any other car. But this car likes to be a little bit finicky. I also was getting some grinding going into third gear, which is not new to this car. I was trying to short shift from second to third to eliminate it, but it was still happening sometimes, which is always just an icky feeling. And apart from just replacing the whole entire transmission, we're gonna try and do a fluid change today to hopefully try to clear out anything that could be grinding up the synchros, causing that grinding. Just today on track, we reached an average of 118 degrees Celsius per session. Now, I usually stayed around that temperature for maybe like 7 to 10 minutes each, and in Fahrenheit that equals about 244 degrees. Now that is a pretty high temperature to be keeping your car at, but that is why we are using VR1, and I actually don't have an oil cooler on this car, which is something I was considering about adding, but even reaching 244 degrees at a track day, pushing the car 100%, it's actually not that bad. So now before just adding an oil cooler, I am going to switch to our heavier weight VR1 just to help aid the oil get a little bit less thin, because when oil gets really hot, it gets thinner. And when it gets too thin, it doesn't have the cooling properties that it would at operating temperature. So we're gonna switch to this until we add an oil cooler. And now while I was at Laguna Seca over the weekend, we did have 2 cars end up leaving the shop for good. Now, it was no secret that I was selling these 2 cars, but I didn't really advertise it too much in the videos. 2 of them are gone, but it's all for good reason, but I am gonna miss them. Now, after a full track day, these wheels have seen more brake dust than they ever have, so we're gonna clean these now so they don't end up sitting on the wheel and damaging them. And to clean them, I'm gonna use my favorite Ultimate All-Wheel Cleaner. All you do is you just spray it down like this, let it soak for a few minutes and hose it off, and it does an amazing job. I think I get a little bit carried away with the amount of product I use, but hey, I like it. Now, I know that I get a big rap from you guys about always selling things, but if you could just for 1 second hear me out, that I'm always trying to build new things and find things that I really like, and the things that I like I end up keeping for a while. It's not that I didn't like these 2 cars, I love them, but I had found that I haven't been driving them nearly as much as I feel like they should, or they've just been sitting in the garage or sitting on display somewhere, and in that case, it's just sitting there and I'm making payments on insurance and I'm not driving it. And as much as I love having a big collection, I just can't afford to keep everything forever, if you know what I'm saying. So with all that being said, the one car that I did sell was my 2020 C8 Corvette. Had a lot of love and hate about that decision. I had some people say, yeah, it's been sitting, let go of it. And I had other people saying, Tej, that was a street hunter car and it was a serial number that was like described to you and had your name on it and all that stuff, which is all true. But then again, I haven't been driving it. The other car that was a little bit questionable, but I decided it was the right move just because I haven't driven it in over a year, and that was my 2020 Mark V Supra, the first ever street hunter car we've ever built. I did tell the buyer that when he does sell it, please give me first right of refusal when he gets rid of the car, if he ever does, to offer to me first, because odds are I'll probably end up wanting it back. And if that's the case, I'll have the opportunity to own it. But I do feel good knowing that that new owner is gonna be driving the car and the car is gonna see the life that it deserves. That does make me feel good. But I am very sad to see them go. But it was all done for good reason. I did this for a reason. And if I want this reason to actually come to life, Those 2 cars had to go. All right, now let's see what's behind door number 1. How did the VR hold up to a track day in the R34? Is it gonna be blue? Is it gonna be,
it's gonna be
brown? Is it gonna be black? Is it gonna
be absolutely sexy?
I've still got that blue tint to it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but
put it behind it.
Definitely. Oh, that was the washer. Sweet. Love to see how VR1 holds up. That's awesome. These were getting cooked, Cal.
Oh, it's very warm.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm washing my hands.
How many times have you found yourself working on your car by yourself and you get to a certain part where you don't know what to do? That to me happens all the time. Now thankfully, I have a Calvarino Peppercino in the shop and I also have a big gorilla, but we just call him Dylan. So they help me get by. But if you don't have either of these 2 guys in the option, there's a new app that is out there called Tinker. Tinker is an app on your phone and all you have to do is download it from the App Store. And whenever you need help, you can reach out to a mechanic and get one-on-one live video help. So let's say you find yourself working on a 4.0 engine from a GT3 RS and you don't know what this is. You want help on taking that apart, or you can't find a certain manual, or you can't find a Chris Fix video to help you with that, you can hop on the phone with someone in real time and they will help you figure out your problems. This will save you the headache, and honestly, I wish I had this years ago and it was just me and Calvin. We had no idea what we were doing. We still don't know really what we're doing, but having the Tinker app back then would have helped me, and I know it can help many of you guys out there. This app will not only allow you to save a lot of time, but can also allow you to save a lot of money. If you've ever gotten a quote from a shop to do a certain job on your car, but you just thought, damn, it's a little high, I wish I had the know-how and I could just do it myself. Next time, consider using Tinker and buy the part yourself and have someone walk you through with one-on-one help to get the job done.
I'm all sold out. You can't even get me anymore. Download Tinker instead.
Tinker is a brand new app that I want to welcome to you guys and welcome them to the community because I think they're going to help a lot of us out there. So download Tinker today on the App Store or just click the links down below in the description to get started today. Thank you, Tinker, for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back to it.
So after draining the engine oil, we're going to drain the transmission oil and use the special Japanese gear oil that's meant for this transmission.
One of my favorite things about the Z-Tune kit is the forward thinking of track driving and this little like capture plate underneath the front splitter. How rad is that? It's the coolest thing. It always gives me ideas for Street Hunter. Like imagine making my own little front splitter for something. It's just a lot of design work, but it's definitely a goal that I'm trying to reach. Yeah. That's what I'll say about that. I mean, this is theoretically very easy, but we've never made a part that like goes back this far. Yeah. The closest thing would be the BRZ, and it goes back like 3 feet on the BRZ. Yes, you have to be getting a new one.
I blew it up.
Yes, I know. And now while we're talking about all this track driving and how much I loved it and now it's opened my eyes, I'm gonna highlight the fact that right here, our mystery car has been under the cover for a year and a half now. I bought it 4 years ago. I bought this car 4 years ago, and I've been waiting to start this build. I have all the parts, but I don't really want to start it yet. But after everything that we just did, I'm like dreaming. I had a dream about this car last night. I was dreaming about the mystery car. I'm not going to be pulling the sheet on the mystery car quite yet, but let me just say I'm thinking about throwing my whole plan out the window about starting this at the end of the year. I'm thinking about doing it now. Your only hint is this car will be a track monster. And originally it was gonna be a street monster, but now I'm thinking about converting everything to just straight track capable mods so we can have an absolute ripper while still driving on the street. Mystery car, mystery car, mystery car, mystery car.
Well, Calvin and TJ are working on the R34 after a very successful track day. I'm gonna be putting this tub together. So everything's adhered. All I'm gonna do is drill out these holes that are very visible in the proper diameter for the new rivets, handle bonding everything, and then when I get to the point of the other holes lining up, drill out those holes in their location. And I'll check in later in the video to give you guys some progress.
These came out amazing. That wheel product is so good, and it ends up leaving like a little bit of like a, I don't want to call it a gel coat because it's probably not a gel, but it leaves like a film on here that keeps them nice and glossy. It helps keep other dust from settling on it. We also cleaned the barrels too to make them nice and clean. Highly recommend that product from Meguiar's. Super good stuff. All right, team effort pump, Calv. Team effort pump. Hold the ends.
Ah, and it went boosh.
If anyone's ever done this trans oil pump method and the end has popped off and just spewed oil everywhere, we've all been there. Now we take extreme precaution in making sure that it doesn't explode. So at At the end of the track day yesterday, I noticed my brakes were getting pretty squishy, and at one point they even went to the floor. First thing I did when I got home is I checked all the calipers to make sure we weren't leaking any brake fluid from any of the calipers, which we weren't. And I looked at the top of the reservoir and it's actually full, which to me probably means that we just boiled our brakes a little bit and boiled the fluid. So we're gonna go ahead and give the car a full flush right now and replace the fluid when we need to. And as always, let's pack a couple orders today and give a couple shout outs to Levy Larson from Nebraska. Nebraska. He has a R34 long sleeve and a Daytona tee in blue. Next up we have, Quashawn Nolan from Oklahoma. Quashawn Nolan, I don't know if that's you, but he got a GT3RS tee and a Sabrine tee, which the proceeds for this go towards Sabrina's brain cancer fund for her doctor, so thank you for ordering that. Next up we have Yarel I'm getting all the hard names, I'm doing this. Brooklyn, New York. Yarel Payamps. Brooklyn, New York. GT3RS tee and I keep moving forward, it's a brain sticker. Next up we have Jordan, got an R34 tee, a Daytona lanyard, R34 slap sticker, and an OG jet tag, and he's from Calgary. Hope you're not a Calgary Flames fan because that'd be a disgrace. Jordan, your order's on your way. Last one today, we have a brown XL Daytona tee going to Josiah Vasquez from Connecticut. Now these orders are going out on the daily, so if you are ordering stuff to enter the super giveaway, I just want to say a shout out to you guys. If you don't know, every $1 you spend gets you one entry towards winning our giveaway Supra, and we're going as fast as we can. You still got like 3 weeks left to enter. I didn't even realize this, but it is Friday, so all the stuff I'm about to show you is available right now with the links down below. We haven't done skateboards in quite a bit, but if you have been following the channel for a while, you know that we've been doing skateboards for a very long time. We've done everything from Supra to BRZ to Corvette to a lot of the lineup, and now we have 2 new ones dropping. Personal favorite, R34 in a purple color with the LM in the back, and oh, the orange and green hits different. M4 and R34 deck dropping this Friday. And with much request, we are restocking the green and blue hats that you guys sold out so fast, and this time we're dropping 4 new extra colors. We also have a fire camo hoodie, which I'm really hyped about, and a new Porsche GT3RS tee with homage to the BBS wheel, absolute heater of a t-shirt coming in, and 2 new license plates. Time for a little refreshment on those. And with much request, our Hunt & Co ramps are coming back in stock. Keep moving forward, but not too much. All dropping this Friday, May 31st. Mark your calendars. Heater of a drop, I must say. Let me fill you in on my big plan. On our second channel, the Clips channel, I made a full video talking about this, but I think it's time to let you guys in on the master plan. I got rid of those 2 cars for a reason, and that's because trying to get some money back in the bank, because there is a certain car on Copart that I really want to buy. One car that I really miss having around, and I want to do another one, is a Lamborghini Aventador. And there just so happens to be one on Copart that is super sick. It's matte black, it has a front end crash, has some minor rear quarter damage. But the thing is that car is gonna go for a lot of money. I need to get some of that money back from the other 2 cars, which is gonna help that. Like I said, I talked about this on the second channel, and I offered a few different cars I was looking at, one of which was a 992 GT3RS. But a lot of you guys in the comments, actually a majority, nearly all of you in the comments all said, TJ, don't do the RS. There's enough Porsche stuff, and it sounds like you want to do the Aventador more, and we want to see the Aventador, and I miss the Aventador so much, and I want one so bad, and this is such a cool opportunity to get into another one because prices on Aventadors have been going up ever since they discontinued it. It's the last V12 naturally aspirated car that who knows if Lamborghini is ever going to do again, and I miss it so bad. And the fact that you guys want me to do it just makes me want to do it so bad. I've been dreaming about this car, I've been thinking about this car, I've been shopping for the parts we need for it. I'm geared up and I'm ready to go. I want to get this Aventador, but there's another problem with this whole plan. This Aventador is highly wanted. It's got a lot of eyes on it, and there's one person in particular that has a set of eyes on it that is not good for us. Before Before I give you guys the update on the GT3 front tub that Dylan's working on, I want to address a few comments that I saw in the last GT3 episode. There are a lot of comments saying, Teej, you should convert the front end to a GT3 RS. As cool as that idea sounds, I don't want to have a fake GT3 RS clone walking around. I don't want to like up badge the car and put RS fenders on a GT3. To me, this doesn't feel right. I know it has an RS engine, but this doesn't feel right. Also too, the GT3 RS front fenders are different from the fenders that are on here, so I think the fitment will be a little bit weird. Another comment I saw was, you need to run the green hood on this car. I have a .2 RS hood coming that will be on this car. That's the only thing I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to put an RS style hood on the car and up badge the hood rather than putting on fenders and all this stuff. I just feel the fenders are really like dead giveaway for RS, and I don't want to have RS fenders on a GT3. Feels weird. I can do it with the hood, but not with the fenders. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can tell a difference because you haven't been staring at this as long as I have or Dylan has, but all the rivets are in. We still need to do this top section. We'll probably finish that all up tomorrow and put paint on this, but this looks amazing. Look at that. Can't even tell that this is Frankenstein.
I can tell. I could tell.
I think the rivets.
I think Dylan did such a bad job that you could tell.
Well, I think it looks great. And come tomorrow morning, we're gonna...
Look, I'm tired of people talking shit. You're gonna get kissed. You keep it up, you're gonna get kissed, I'll tell you what. Hey, joke's on him, I'm just gonna do it again in 5 seconds.
I'm not doing that. I'm not wetting myself. I'll take the kiss. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Well, unfortunately, still wants to grind going into third gear. Ah, such a bummer. I don't know if there are any other options other than to just replace the whole entire transmission in general, which is like the last thing that I want to do. Definitely sucks, but it is what it is.
So clean, man.
Thank you.
I followed you when you had your FRS.
Oh yeah? That's fucking right, man. Thank you. Later. Now, it's time for a haircut. I'm looking a little shaggy. Now that we're all trimmed up, let's get back to business. There's another YouTuber out there that wants to buy this Aventador. And that YouTuber is also a friend of mine, and his name is Tavarish. If you guys don't know Tavarish, he has a YouTube channel, and he builds a lot of really cool things. But it has come to my attention that he also wants this Aventador for his own reasons. And that's the thing. I want it really bad. And it's gonna be a matter of who has a deeper pocket. Who's willing to spend more on this car than the other person? LZ said he was also interested in it, but I know he's just f***ing around. So it's really gonna be between me and Tavarish. Or if there's another person out there trying to buy the car, but here's the thing. For us YouTubers, at least I can speak for myself, when sometimes I'm willing to spend just a little bit more on something because I know I can build it on the channel and I have that luxury. And he has that luxury as well. Now whether that means he's willing to spend more on it than I am, I'm not sure. The car doesn't hit the auction site for, well, we don't know yet. It could hit tomorrow, it could hit in a couple days, it could hit in a week. But I got rid of those 2 cars to hopefully acquire this Aventador. And I have some pretty wild plans with it. So we'll see. It's gonna be a battle. I'm a little bit nervous. It's gonna suck if we don't win it. But I want you guys to know, because of your support and your encouragement, that I'm gonna chase that dream. I'm gonna chase it because I wasn't gonna do it. I was like, I don't know. I really want it, but I don't know if they wanna see it. But you guys are like, nah, we wanna see it. So now I'm all in. I'm all in. I already sold the cars. They're already gone. I got the cash. I'm ready to spend it. I wanna spend it on that Aventador. So this story ends here, and the next chapter begins when that car hits the chopping block. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you boys in the next video. Peace out, and keep moving forward.